10 rounds, middleweights. Your referee for this event from Niles, Ohio, Bernie Profato. Introducing now the principals first in the red corner to my right, wearing the gold trunks with black accessories. He weighs in at 162 pounds. His professional record, 24 victories, 4 defeats, 2 draws, and 19 wins coming by way of knockout. El hijo de la República de México, here is Lalo Gutterrez. His opponent in the blue corner, wearing the gold trunks, red trim. He weighs in at 158.5 pounds. His professional record reads 54 victories, 4 defeats. He has 48 wins coming by way of knockout. He hails from Las Vegas, Nevada, the former world junior middleweight and middleweight champion of the world, Julian the Hawk Jackson. 10 rounds, middleweights.
Gentlemen, you receive your instructions in the dressing room prior to the fight. I expect you to obey my commands at all times. Let's protect yourselves at all times. Let's get it down. This is the below the belt. This is below the belt. Let's go get him.
There is Lalo Gutterrez, the 28-year-old from Guadalajara, Mexico. Only the second bout he's ever had in the United States. He's hoping to make it a big one for him and get an upset victory over Julian the Hawk Jackson. And there is Julian Jackson, who has been involved in some of the most exciting fights in recent years in the junior middleweight and middleweight divisions.
And certainly a guy you wondered why he hadn't gotten more out of his career in the past.
That's for sure, and he'll have some thoughts on that for us. The knockout percentage, Jackson, a tremendous knockout artist. He has 13 first-round knockouts, so he can get the job done early. Gutterrez with only 3 first-round KOs. And when we last saw Julian Jackson here on ESPN, he knocked out Terry Ford in the 2nd round. That was in July of this year. So he is quite capable of getting things going early. There you see the patented overhead right of Jackson.
Gutterrez would like to take this into some later rounds and test the legs of Julian Jackson. Gutterrez much younger.
Well, Jackson has been written off many times after both the losses to McClellan and the loss to Quincy Taylor, but he keeps coming back. He had detached retina, which threatened his boxing career.
If you have good power and you have some connections, there's always a place for you in boxing, and Jackson is hoping to utilize that.
Gutterrez kind of staying back, not wanting to exchange too much with Jackson early. Knows he's dangerous early in the bout. He's dangerous all through the bout, actually. And there's Jackson with the right hand. Gutterrez working on the inside. Lalo has some power coming in with the 19 KOs and his 24 wins, but clearly he has not faced the kind of competition that Jackson has. Although Lalo has been the Mexican middleweight champion, defended that title twice. Under a minute left to go here in round 1 of our main event. Julian the Hawk Jackson against Lalo Gutterrez.
Good sharp jab by Jackson here in the early going, setting up the uppercut, then the veteran move. You see the turn. Showing a lot of tools in this opening round, including patience.
About a half a minute left to go in this round 1. We mentioned that Julian Jackson has been 3-time former world champion. He has been involved in so many exciting fights. And yet with it all, there is the impression by many that perhaps he hasn't gotten quite due he should have from the boxing establishment, and he's had a lot of fits and starts in his boxing career. And we talked to him a little bit about that, and we found that Julian Jackson is a little bit hostile about the treatment he's had from the boxing hierarchy.
I think I've given them all that I have. I've given to boxing 110%, let me say that. And I don't think that I've received, you know, my due recollection, what I think I deserve from the promoters, especially the fans were there. There was no doubt about it. And I appreciate the fans and all that, you know, came out and supported me, you know, in my career. And there's still a lot of fans out there. There's still people that call me and send me letters from all over the world. They still, you know, see me whenever I'm on television. And I believe that, you know, I just didn't get my crack at the egg. I knocked out Terry Norris in 2 rounds, and he ended up a renowned name in boxing while I was left back, you know. Why is that? What's wrong with boxing? What's going on? You know, we give 100%, and yet, you know, we get nothing out of it. And that's why I say that boxing, you know, deserves to give me what is mine.
Well, Julian Jackson, you can tell, is a little angry about some of the things that have transpired in his boxing career. He had a good first round against Gutterrez, and you know, when he talks about the great fights that he has, he mentioned, you know, that beating Terry Norris, you mentioned that. Even the 4 losses he had were certainly acceptable because they were against some great fighters. Won the WBA junior middleweight title in 1987, defended it 3 times, won the WBC middleweight crown in 1990, defended it 4 times, then won the WBC middleweight title again in 1995 when many people thought he was washed up, ended up losing that in his first events to Quincy Taylor. So he's been a warrior. And he's fought consistently good opposition fight after fight, which was something not a lot of fighters will do that. Oh, that's for sure. I mean, if you look down the list of people he has fought, the Terry Norris, the McClellan, Harold Graham, you can go right on down the line, a lot of great fighters that he has been in against, so he will put himself on the line. And you can tell at the more advanced age, not afraid to speak out now. A lot of fighters younger, they'll hold back, thinking that it could affect things that happen in the future. But Norris, yeah, the fight, he saw what happened with Norris, and Julian Jackson now making his run verbally and hopefully with his fists as well. That's right. A little over a minute left to go, and there is the good left hook of the bodywork. Ooh, nice right by Gutterrez. That's the chink in Julian Jackson's armor, though, defense. Sometimes he can get nailed with some big shots. We saw Booker Ward earlier this evening come out and very nearly score an upset win over Cody Cook. Had him down twice in the 2nd round. And ran out of gas, though, because of a huge weight gain to get into the heavyweight division. But he was very close to an upset. Lalo Gutterrez would dearly love to get one here tonight. Going southpaw for a second, then he went back. Gutterrez is a 4-fight win streak coming in since a loss. TKO loss to Quirino Garcia. Big right hand sends him down. And Julian motions for good standing. That streak is in jeopardy. Yes, it is. I think Julian Jackson heard you reading that. So Julian's showing the power, and he's a finisher, folks. When he gets a guy in trouble, even with 12 seconds left, he might get it done. So it looks like Gutterrez will survive round 2 barely. Right at the top of the head in the temple area, an equilibrium shot, and that puts Gutterrez down. So we head into round 3 of the scheduled 10-rounder, but boy, it doesn't look like it's going to go, does it? Julian Jackson, the hot, getting after Lalo Gutterrez, puts him down with a body shot. Gutterrez helped him out. Went to the canvas himself, helping. He needed a break. Took some shots, and the eye is closed. And it's over. Lalo Gutterrez has been stopped here in round 3 by that man, Julian Jackson, the 37-year-old, 3-time former champion. And he gets yet another knockout in his distinguished career. Does he have power? From June of '82 to April of '92, he stopped 41 of 42 opponents to Julian Jackson. That's a streak. Wow. A decade of destruction. Yeah. Well, anyway, he gets the job done here against Lalo Gutterrez, and so Julian Jackson notches his 55th win and does it with panache.
Even when he doesn't look like he lands his top-notch punches, Julian Jackson scores a knockout here. He gets Gutterrez going back, misses with the left hand, and comes underneath with the right hand. That was to the eye area. Watch Gutterrez, watch the back. Hits a shot to the body, and he wants a place to go down, and he finds it there and does not want to continue. That last shot into the rib area was devastating.
And I'm going to tell you something I give Julian Jackson credit for. He didn't throw that punch when Gutterrez was on the mat. And you know what? A veteran, former champion, could have gotten away with that.
That's right. And showed some good sportsmanship.
And maybe that message on his cap is part of the reason why he didn't do it. In any case, Julian Jackson gets the job done, makes it a scary Halloween for Lalo Gutterrez.
Black Mountain Fellowship Church, St. Thomas.
Well, for Gutterrez, getting hit with 62 and about 6 or 7 real big bombs in there, some in round 2 and some in the 3rd.
Happy Julian Jackson, to be sure. Well, Mark Biro is in the center of the ring. Let's get the announcement from him.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time, 36 seconds of the 3rd round. The referee stops the contest due to severe swelling in the left eye. By technical knockout, Julian the Hawk Jackson.
Come on, Terry.
Julian Jackson gets the win. He gets his 55th win as a professional and puts himself perhaps in a position where he can go on and challenge for a middleweight championship. And Dave, a good performance by Julian Jackson.
Yes, Al, he needs some bigger prey now. He's established himself at a level, and maybe some title fights, big opportunities will be in his near future.